whispering the lyrics to some of my favorite songs from the Tortured Poets department. But before we get into it, I just wanted to let you know that I do offer custom ASMR videos, and the link, if you're interested, is in the description below. But let's get right into it, starting with my boy only breaks his favorite toys. Oh, here we go again. The voices in his head called the rain to end our days of wild. The sickest army doll purchased at the mall. Rivulets descend my plastic smile. But you should have seen him when he first got me. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. I'm queen of sandcastles he destroys, 'cause it fit too right. Puzzle pieces in the dead of night. Should have known it was a matter of time. Oh, my boy only breaks his favorite toys. There was a litany of reasons why we could have played for keeps this time. I know I'm just repeating myself. Put me back on my shelf. But first, pull the string and I'll tell you that he runs because he loves me. 'Cause you should have seen him when he first saw me. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. I'm queen of sandcastles he destroys. 'Cause I knew too much. There was danger in the heat of my touch. He saw forever, so he smashed it up. Oh, my boy only breaks his favorite toys. Once I fix me, he's gonna miss me. Once I fix me, he's gonna miss me. Just say when I'd play again. He was my best friend down at the sandlot. I felt more when we played pretend than with all the Kens, 'cause he took me out of my box, stole my tortured heart, left all these broken parts, told me I'm better off, but I'm not. So that was my boy only breaks his favorite toys. My next favorite song is So Long London. So Long London, So Long London. These lyrics are so good, so this will be especially amazing. I saw in my mind fairy lights through the mist. I kept calm and carried the weight of the rift. Pulled him in tighter each time he was drifting away. My spine split from carrying us up the hill. Wet through my clothes, weary bones got the chill. I stopped trying to make him laugh, stopped trying to drill the safe. Thinking, how much sad did you think I had? Did you think I had in me? Oh, the tragedy. So long, London, you'll find someone. I didn't opt in to be your odd man out. I founded the club she's heard great things about. I left all I knew. You left me at the house by the heath. I stopped CPR. After all, it's no use. The spirit was gone. We would never come to. And I'm pissed off. you let me give you all that you is for free. For so long, London, stitches undone, 2 graves, 1 gun. I'll find someone. And you say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it, my white knuckle dying grip, holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friend said it isn't right to be scared. Every day of a love affair, every breath feels like rarest air, when you're not sure if he wants to be there. So how much sad did you think I had? Did you think I had in me? How much tragedy? Just how low did you think I'd go before I'd self-implode? Before I'd have to go be free? You swore that you loved me, but where were the clues? I died on the altar, waiting for the proof. You sacrificed us to the gods of your bluest days, and I'm just getting color back into my face. I'm just mad as hell, 'cause I loved this place for so long. London had a good run, a moment of warm sun, but I'm not the one. So long, London, stitches undone, 2 graves, 1 gun. You'll find someone. Let's see, next. I'm gonna do guilty. Guilty as sin. Guilty as sin. Guilty as sin. This is obviously another one of my favorites. I also personally love Buddy Healy so much, so I love a good song about him. Drowning in the blue Nile, he sent me down lights. I hadn't heard it in a while. My boredom's bone deep. This cage was once just fine. Am I allowed to cry? I dream of cracking locks, throwing my life to the wolves, or the ocean rocks. Crashing into him tonight, he's a paradox. I'm seeing visions. Am I bad, or mad, or wise? What if he's written mine on my upper thigh, only in my mind? One slip and falling back into the hedge maze. Oh, what a way to die. I keep recalling things we never did. Messy top lip kiss, how I long for our trysts, without ever touching his skin. How can I be guilty as sin? I keep these longings locked, in lowercase inside a vault. Someone told me there's no such thing as bad thoughts, only your actions talk. These fatal fantasies, giving way to labored breath, taking all of me. We've already done it in my head. If it's make-believe, why does it feel like a vow we'll both uphold somehow? What if he's written mine on my upper thigh, only in my mind? One slip, and falling back into the hedge maze. Oh, what a way to die. My bedsheets are ablaze. I've screamed his name, building up like waves, crashing over my grave. Without ever touching his skin, how can I be guilty as sin? What if I roll the stone away? They're gonna crucify me anyway. What if the way you hold me is actually what's holy? If long, suffering propriety is what they want from me, they don't know how you've haunted me so stunningly. I choose you and me, religiously. What if he's written mine on my upper thigh, only in my mind? One slip and falling back into the hedge maze. Oh, what a way to die. I keep recalling without ever touching his skin. How can I be guilty as sin? He sent me downtown lights. I hadn't heard it in a while. Am I allowed to cry? Next. We're going to do Loml. Who's going to stop us from waltzing back into rekindled flames if we know the steps anyway? We embroidered the memories of the time I was away, stitching we were just kids, babe. I said I don't mind. It takes time. I thought I was better safe than starry-eyed. I felt a glow like this, never before and never since. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. You and I go from one kiss to getting married, still alive, killing time at the cemetery, never quite buried, in your suit and tie, in the nick of time, you low-down boy, you stand-up guy, you Holy Ghost, you told me I'm the love of your life. You said I'm the love of your life about 1,000,000 times. Who's gonna tell me the truth when you blew in with the winds of fate and told me I reformed you? When your impressionist paintings of heaven turned out to be fakes, well, you took me to hell too. And all at once, the ink bleeds. A con man sells a fool, a get left quick scheme. But I've felt a hole like this, never before and ever since. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. What we thought was for all time was momentary. Still alive, killing time at the cemetery. Never quite buried. You cinephile in black and white. All those plot twists and dynamite. Mr. Steal your girl, then make her cry. You said I'm the love of your life. You shit-talked me under the table, talking rings and talking cradles. I wish I could unrecall how we almost had it all. Dancing phantoms on the terrace. Are they secondhand embarrassed that I can't get out of bed 'cause something counterfeit's dead? It was legendary. It was momentary. It was unnecessary. Should have let it stay buried. Oh, what a valiant roar. What a bland goodbye. The coward claimed he was a lion. I'm combing through the braids of lies. I'll never leave, never mind. Our field of dreams, engulfed in fire. Your arsons match your somber eyes. And I still see it until I die. You're the loss of my life. You're the loss of my life. Next, we're going to do the smallest man who ever lived. The smallest man who ever lived. Was any of it true? Gazing at me starry-eyed in your Jehovah's Witness suit. Who the fuck was that guy? You tried to buy some pills from a friend of friends of mine. They just ghosted you. Now you know what it feels like. And I don't even want you back. I just want to know if rusting my sparkling summer was the goal. And I don't miss what we have, but could someone give a message to the smallest man who ever lived? You tell no one except all of our friends. We must know. How did it end? We were blind to unforeseen circumstances. We learned the right steps to different dances. And fell victim to interlopers' glances. Lost the game of chance. What are the chances? Soon they'll go home to their husbands, smug because they know they can trust him, then feverishly calling their cousins. Guess who we ran into at the shops, walking in circles like she was lost. Didn't you hear they called it all off? One gasp, and then, how did it end? Say it once again with feeling, how the death rattle breathing silenced as the soul was leaving, the depletion of our dreaming, leaving me bereft and reeling, my beloved ghost and me, sitting in a tree, D-Y-I-N-G. It's happening again. How did it end? I can't pretend like I understand. How did it end? Come one, come all. It's happening again. The empathetic hunger descends. We'll tell no one except all of our friends. But I still don't know. How did it end? How did it end? How did it end? How did it end? Next we'll do, I look in people's windows. I look in people's windows. I had died the tiniest death. I spied the catch in your breath. Out, 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 out. Northbound I got carried away as you boarded your train. South, 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 south. A feather taken by the wind blowing. I'm afflicted by the not knowing. So I look in people's windows, transfixed by rose, golden glows. They have their friends over to drink nice wine. I look in people's windows, in case you're at their table. What if your eyes looked up and met mine one more time? You had stopped and tilted your head. I still ponder what it meant. Now, 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 now. I tried searching faces on streets. What are the chances you'd be downtown, down, 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 down? Does it feel alright to not know me? I'm addicted to the if only. So I look in people's windows like I'm some deranged weirdo. I attend Christmas parties from outside. I look in people's windows in case you're at their table. What if your eyes looked up and met mine? One more time. One more time. Next we'll do the prophecy. The prophecy. The prophecy. The prophecy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hand on the throttle. Thought I got lightning in a bottle, but it's gone again. And it was written, I got cursed like Eve got bitten. Oh, was it punishment? Pat around when I get home. I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope. A greater woman wouldn't beg. But I looked to the sky and said, please, I've been on my knees. Change the prophecy. Don't want money. Just someone who wants my company. Let it once be me. Who do I have to speak to about if they can redo the prophecy? Cards on the table. Mine play out like fools in a fable. Oh, it was sinking in. Slow is the quicksand, poison blood from the wound of the pricked hand. Oh, still I dream of him. Please, I've been on my knees. Change the prophecy. Don't want money. wants my company. Let it once be me. Who do I have to speak to about if they can redo the prophecy? And I sound like an infant, feeling like the very last drops of an ink pen. A greater woman stays cool, but I howl like a wolf at the moon. And I look unstable, gathered with a coven around a sorcerer's table. A greater woman has faith, but even statues crumble if they're made to wait. I'm so afraid I sealed my fate. No sign of soulmates. I'm just a paperweight in shades of grayish, spending my last coin so someone will tell me it'll be okay. Please, I've been on my knees. Change the prophecy. Don't want money, just someone who wants my company. Let it once be me. Who do I have to speak to about if they can redo the prophecy? Who do I have to speak to change the prophecy? Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle, but it's gone again. Pat around when I get home. I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope. A greater woman wouldn't beg, but I looked to the sky and said, please. We'll do two more. Can you guess what they're going to be out of these? We're doing Peter. Forgive me, Peter, my lost, fearless leader, in closets like cedar, preserved from when we were just kids. Is it something I did? The goddess of timing once found us beguiling. She said she was trying. Peter, was she lying? My ribs get the feeling she did. And I didn't want to come down. I thought it was just goodbye for now. You said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Words from the mouths of babes, promises, oceans deep, but never to keep, oh never to keep. Are you still a mind reader, a natural scene stealer? I've heard great things, Peter, but life was always easier on you than it was on me. And sometimes it gets me when crossing your jet stream. We both did the best we could do underneath the same moon in different galaxies. And I didn't want to hang around. We said it was just goodbye for now. You said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Words from the mouths of babes, promises, oceans deep, but never to keep, never to keep. And I won't confess that I waited, but I let the lamp burn. As the men masqueraded, I hoped you'd return. With your feet on the ground, tell me all that you've learned. 'Cause love's never lost when perspective is earned. And you said you'd come and get me, but you were 25, and the shelf life of those fantasies has expired. Lost to the Lost Boys chapter of your life. Forgive me, Peter, but please know that I tried to hold on to the days when you were mine. But the woman who sits by the window has turned out the light. You said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up. You said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up. You said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow feels like the time she fell through the ice, then came out alive. He was a cat, wanted her bad, just like any good trophy hunter. And she liked the way it tasted, taming a bear, making him care, watching him jump, then pulling him under. And at first blush, this is fate, when it's all roses, portrait poses, Central Park Lake in tiny rowboats. That's when she sees, oh, what a charming Saturday. That's when she sees the littlest leaks down in the floorboards, and she just knows she must bolt. Started with a kiss, oh, we must stop meeting like this, but it always ends up in a town car speeding out the drive one evening. Ended with the slam of a door, then he'll call her a whore. Wish he wouldn't be sore, but as she was leaving, it felt like freedom. It felt like breathing. All her fucking lives flashed before her eyes. It feels like the time she fell through the ice, then came out alive. She's been many places with men of many faces. First they're off to the races, and she's laughing, drawing aces. But none of this is changing, that the chariot is waiting. Hearts are hers for the breaking. There's escape in escaping. Started with a kiss, oh, we must stop meeting like this, but it always ends up in a town car speeding out the drive one evening. Ended with the slam of a door, but she's got the best stories. You can be sure that as she was leaving, it felt like freedom. All her fucking lives flashed before her eyes, and she realized it feels like the